So Chris Rock, he put out a stand-up special on Netflix, I think, and he addressed the slap at the Oscars. And spoiler alert, I already watched it. I watched it a few days ago. Well, I didn't watch the full stand-up special. Let me know if I should in the comments down below. But I watched the clips of him addressing the slap. So I have 2 clips today about Chris Rock addressing the slap. That vicious fire slap that he received from Will Smith at the Oscars. Now let me start off by saying this. I am a comedy fan. So I think that there are points to be made independently from like how funny or good the stand-up is. But I'm also going to critique how good and funny the stand-up is. Yeah, so there's 2 parts to this. How good the stand-up is, and whether or not Chris was in the right, Will and Jada were in the right. I guess I'll go through it as I watch this. So, here's the first clip.
And his wife was fucking her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this shit. But for some reason, these niggas put that shit on the internet. I have no idea why 2 talented people would do something that fucking low down. What the fuck? We all been cheated on. Everybody in here been cheated on. None of us.
Let me just stop it real quick to say, I don't know if this nigga, if he wrote the material for this like the day of, if he didn't practice, maybe he got scared. He remembered the slap while he was on stage. His voice started to get a little shaky. His knees started getting a little wobbly as he was telling the jokes. But I don't understand this delivery. Now, I've never been a Chris Rock fan. To me, the funniest person who's ever existed is Patrice O'Neal. So I've never really watched Chris Rock's stand-up. I don't know if this is always what his delivery is like, but it's so imprecise. Like, even if he was like, I don't know why 2 talented people would do something so low down. What the fuck? Like, it's like he didn't even rehearse what he was gonna say. So the fact that the delivery is so poor already makes the quality of the jokes pretty low, in my opinion. Like, so far I haven't really laughed at anything. Although, to be fair, it's only been 26 seconds. And the joke is coming up, so I'm going to continue to play it.
Have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's dick. How did that make you feel? Why the fuck would you do that shit? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that shit. Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call the motherfucker and give him my condolences. He ain't pick up.
It's like, I don't know. It feels like he's not even like transitioning from topic to top. Like, he didn't even figure out how to transition from topic to topic. Like, maybe he did. Cause I think, what he just did there, it was like, did he reference himself getting slapped?
He does that shit. Okay? And by the way, he does that shit every.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he goes from, why would you do an interview with the person who cheated on you, into, he slapped the shit out of me. That's what I think he was referencing when he said, by the way, he does that shit. And then he transitions that into, everybody in the world was calling him a bitch. Which eventually transitions into, everybody's calling him a bitch, but then he slapped me. I get that, but it just felt so disjointed. Like, it's just not. I don't understand what happened here. Like, it's just not good.
Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call the motherfucker and give him my condolences. He ain't pick up for me. Everybody.
That's pretty funny.
Called that man a bitch. Fucking Charlemagne called him a bitch, and the Breakfast Club called him a bitch, and the View, and the Talk, and every rapper, and fucking the Drink Champs called him a fucking bitch. Everybody called him a bitch. They called his wife a predator. Everybody called him a bitch. Everybody. And who's he hit? Me. A nigga he knows he could beat. That is some bitch ass shit. That's what the fuck happened, okay? The fuck out of here, man.
Okay, so that was the first clip. Transitions into this one. But, you know, let me talk about that. Will Smith is a clown. Will Smith is a clown for doing that. I wouldn't even say, like, I just don't think that you should ever attack anybody because of what they say. I mean, not ever. There are certain things that people could say that you could attack them for. Pretty much, like, I think the U.S. Constitution and the free speech rights that we have in the United States is good, where it's like, if somebody's making credible threats against you, in your face, sure. I don't know, if a nigga's screaming fire in a movie theater, and you know that there's no fire and that nigga's lying, yeah, you can punch that nigga in the face. That's about it. Like, I can't really think of anything else, but like, niggas talking about you, niggas talking about your mom, it doesn't matter to me. Like, nah, you shouldn't attack people because they say something that you don't like, pretty much ever. So, I just think that Will Smith is wrong, point blank period. Top to bottom, left to right, no matter what you say, no matter how you say it, I think that he's wrong for what he did. Especially considering the fact that, like, Chris Rock didn't even insult her. Like, he didn't say anything negative about her. And even if he did say something negative about her, so the fuck what? She's a celebrity. And it's not even something that she was trying to hide. You know what I mean? Like, if she went with a wig, a head wrap, that might be different. She went outside with her bald head, with her shaved head, on the red carpet, front row at the Oscars, with her husband, who was very likely to win an Oscar that night, and did win an Oscar. Like, how is this something that you're ashamed about? How is this something that you don't want people to talk about? When it's on full display for everybody on one of the biggest nights in Hollywood. I think they said the biggest night in Hollywood. Like, it makes less than no sense. It makes so little sense. Like, you'd have to be crazy to feel the way that Jada Pinkett Smith felt. But anyway, let's watch the second clip.
The fuck out of here, man. The fuck? What the fuck? I do nothing to this motherfucker, okay? Whatever. Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host because her man didn't get nominated for Emancipation. The biggest piece of shit ever. Okay? And then so the nigga gives me a fucking concussion. No, not Emancipation. I fucked up the joke. Concussion. She fuck.
I don't think I've ever seen that in a Netflix special. I'm not mad at it though. Bring a little realism to it. A shit like that happens. I mean, obviously, when it's your big special, you want everything to go perfectly. Actually, you know what? I heard from comedians that they'll tape the special. They'll tape multiple specials. They'll do like 3 or 4 showings, and then they'll just maybe they'll use the same crowd or something like that, just in case they mess up jokes or something with the same outfit. I don't understand why you didn't do that. Like, you only taped one special. You should have taped multiple specials in the same building. I'm assuming that he would be able to sell out. It's not an arena. It's not a stadium. It's a theater. I'm assuming that he would be able to sell out a theater in a specific city multiple times. So I don't know why he didn't do that, but you know, he fucked up the joke.
Will didn't get nominated for concussion. What the fuck? What the fuck? So then I do some jokes about her. Who gives a fuck? That's how it is. She starts it, I finish it, okay? That's what the fuck happened. Nobody's picking on this bitch. She started this shit. Nobody was picking on her. Nobody was picking on her. She said, a fucking grown-ass man should quit his job because her husband didn't get nominated for concussion. And then this nigga gives me a fucking concussion, okay? What the fuck, man? I love Will Smith. My whole life, I love this nigga. I saw him open up for Run DMC at the Nassau Coliseum. These niggas made brand new funk. I love this nigga. He made some great movies. I have rooted for Will Smith my whole life. I root for this motherfucker, okay? And now, I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped. Got me rooting for Massa, okay? I hit him again, Massa. Hit him again. You missed the spot, Massa. You missed the spot. And a lot of people go, Chris, how come you didn't do nothing back? How come you didn't do nothing back that night? Because I got parents. That's why. Because I was raised. Okay? I got parents. And you know what my parents taught me? Don't fight in front of white people.
Yeah, look, man. You saw me chuckling a couple of times. So I'm not gonna say there was nothing funny about it, but I'm just like, that was like one of the biggest things that happened last year. Everybody's talking about, oh my gosh, he got slapped at the Oscars. Everybody giving their takes, tons of likes, tons of retweets. Oh, it's on the news. It's on fucking the talk shows. Everybody in black media is covering it. Political people are covering it. It was such a big deal. And we waited a year. Here comes Chris Rock. Torn. Special comes out. And that's what we got. My stomach hurt. That's what we got. That shit was ass, bro. That shit should have been way better, way more funny, way more insightful. And that mic drop moment was fucking trash. Who writes that and goes, yeah, this is gonna bang? My parents told me not to fight in front of white people. Like physically fight or argue? Because you're arguing in front of white people now. What do you mean? You mean like physically, like your parents told you not to punch another black person in front of white people? You can call a black woman a bitch in front of white people? And I'm not even mad that he called her a bitch. Because she is one. But, like, what the fuck are you talking about? That whole shit stunk. I'm sorry. That whole shit stunk. But at the end of the day, Will Smith was wrong. He was a clown. I watched a segment on Bill Maher that came out like a year ago, where it was like explaining jokes to idiots. Now, I want to say this. I already knew this because I'm a joke connoisseur. I'm an aficionado of laughter. But it's like the joke that Chris Rock made about Jada Pinkett Smith. He wasn't even making fun of her alopecia. He wasn't making fun of the fact that I don't know, bitch is going bald, I guess. He was just saying, you look like this other person. You remind me of this other person who also had a shaved head. He didn't say, you remind me of this other bald bitch, can't grow hair to save her life. She'd just be buying all the weaves. No, he didn't say that. He said, you look like this other person who had a shaved head. Who presumably was a positive character, positive, strong-willed character or something like that. G.I. Jane. She jumps out the window. Then that cucked out nigga, Will Smith, jumps out the window for her. He's a clown. Full-blown clown. 2 clowns. 1, an emotional idiot. 2, cucked out nigga that feels like he has to defend his manhood. If you feel like you gotta defend your manhood with your bitch, it's not the bitch for you, man. Don't know what to tell you. If you feel like you gotta jump out the window and do some crazy shit, because if you don't, your girl's not gonna look at you the same, that's not the bitch for you, man. And it's a tough spot to be in because they got 2 kids, they've been married, they're in the public life, all that kind of stuff. You know? I wouldn't just say, go get a divorce. But you can't be jumping out the window and doing some stupid shit like that. It doesn't, like, not only does it hurt your career prospects potentially, but it's also just fucked up. Chris Rock didn't deserve what happened to him. So, Will Smith is a clown-ass nigga until further notice. Jada Pinkett Smith, clown-ass bitch until further notice. Chris Rock, he did his thing, but this stand-up was not good. Everybody stinks. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.